That's how life come to be. From love. They used to have a program called Love Alive.
Oh, yes, indeed. Peace and love. Love and peace. Ooh, yes. Feel good to say those words.
It sure is.
Man, it's been a magnificent time of learning.
That's right.
And I'd like to welcome all by the 5 virtues: love, truth, peace, purity, and justice. I'd like to give honor to all prophets. Yes. And eternal honors to our eternal love. For he who created us. As we open up in the name of the divine creator, bring a little super forth. Anybody want to bring one of their super forth? There's so many jewels. What can be helpful and beneficial. Because in these times and days, it's a personal thing. And for 2025, it's a real personal thing for myself. Everybody can play how they play. Continue playing on the game how you want to play. All respect.
Yeah.
But self-respect first.
Super 120, the courage. And 155.
Oh, Lord, Super 120. Okay. I got it. I didn't look on the screen. Thanks, Steve.
But,
You said Super 50.
it's 155. That's page 155.
Oh.
The Super 120. Courage. All of it's really good. Number 4, the bravest is one who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies. For the hardest victory is over self.
Look good there. That says something there, don't it?
Breathe that in right there.
Yes, indeed. That's the big battle. That's the great battle.
That's what we call
the Armageddon.
in Christian terminology.
Yeah.
They do. That's a word they use, but it's a word used for not understanding.
That's right.
In a sense, that form of terminology place things outside of themselves, depending on what branch they go into. They don't understand this victory right here. Some people think it's enemies.
Yeah.
Haters.
That's right.
It ain't got nothing to do with them do it. This say self.
This is self.
Not him.
Yeah. He.
This is very crucial as a critical thinking for oneself. Why no one ain't saying this?
Mm-hmm. They, to me, really don't know who they really are. They really don't. Because from what I've read and what I've learned, that we are so powerful. And that's how I know from what I read that when you see people who have accept normal and low esteem, this what's going on with them. And the majority of our people is right there. As I was going this morning, I'm in a elderly lady pushing a bucket out there in the cold. Them come from the grocery store over there by Orly. And she was pushing that bucket, trying to go back and make it back to the house. And I could just think about a woman getting out there when a man, she shouldn't have to do that. And I just kept asking myself, where the men is at today? You know, just look at our women and all the stuff that they got to go through.
For the hardest victory is on the side. Like to the Super 44, where it says, every man has two inclinations, one prompting him to good and impelling him thereto, and the other into evil and thereto impelling him.
15 through 17.
This is written over that lower inclination to evil.
And Lord desire.
It said every. That's no one left out. Refers to the two cells. There go the proper designation in reference. The two cells are in reference to two inclinations.
Right.
Coming out of our holy divine instructions. So that is equivalent with and consistent with is consistent with on the screen number 4. See, truth never truth never contradicts.
You know.
In all the world we got on the screen, there are two things.
That's right.
This is repetitive throughout literature.
That's correct.
And it's keep pointing us to something.
That's right.
Here we got the two things. The one is true. The other is falsehood.
Falsehood, yeah.
That goes right with the two inclinations. Good. That's equivalent with what they say. Jesus said, ain't nothing good but one.
But I like how Al-Sufian have the courage, because it's also compelling that you have to have some type of will
That's right.
to overcome
That's right.
this lower inclination. Or this falsehood, or the other term that they use it to indicate lower.
And from number 6, it re-educates us. I see 2 things. See, this is the hardest victory. So we already know out of these 2 things, it ain't the one. It's other than the one. If we concentrated our whole being in the one, there would be no. But since we haven't concentrated ourselves into the one, there's a other. See how it works. So now it creates a second inclination.
Right.
If one is not working on themselves, which one they gonna give, the first prompting or the second prompting? The second prompting. We seeing today amongst societies more evil than good.
Sure have.
So that means they are prompting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not getting a teaching every Sunday or a place of when they study and worship that the is over self. And then we compare that with the teachings of Jesus. Didn't he have a victory he had to overcome?
Sure did. That's what that 40-day fast was all about.
That was the teaching of getting you to overcome.
Fight or war. They have to, it's some type of war against something external.
Something external. Does the Al-Sufian teach that it's an external battle? The Al-Sufian mentions this. In precisely number 30.
External battle.
Anybody who
non-believers
especially think that way.
Yeah.
But if they carry that thinking out into an act, and they act that way, this is what 30 says precisely. If any scholar or preacher speaks of the God in an external battle against a non-believer, expel them immediately as an impostor. You want to bring it in?
For a true Muslim knows that jihad is a battle within.
There you go. Right back there. There we go again.
That we might be virtuous and self-restrained. That we might be victorious against the urges within. It's not an external battle, it's within it, it's the self. You got to have that victory of the self.
There you go.
Victory of self.
That self-lower inclination.
It's lower inclination. And this is telling us how to defeat it at the same time as the battle is within.
Yeah, that's right.
That you can be virtuous and have self-restraint.
Is that not clear instruction?
Yeah. When you can refuse alcohol, or once you was drinking it and then you decide to fight the battle. See, like DJ doing it. See, that's what was going on with him. Keep drinking it with me, or he's stuck to it and not let the alcohol have victory over him, because something whispering in his ear, go get your ball. About time, man. About time, man.
You need to have self-restraint.
Self-restraint.
And then I like too on courage where they had the courage where it says the moral courage and
Mm-hmm.
the ability to ignore an insult, but you just ignore courage. Is the
Number two. Mm-hmm.
to ignore an insult. That right there, a week while I was down there, I had to keep repeating it. And then it was like more and more things kept coming to remind me of this because it felt like I was being insulted, a little bit. A lot, just with people
Yeah. How
strong and how they,
they, oh, how they act. Oh, yeah, that's right, they do. They don't know.
So it was just like you just ignoring it, and
Mm-hmm.
and it is a true test. Like it's like
It is a test.
internally, I'm like, I'm so bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's like I know better, what I'm saying. I have to have courage to actually do what's good
Mm-hmm.
in this situation. The inclination towards good.
Mm-hmm. And that what you just said is number 10. It say the true test of moral courage is the ability to ignore and insult. Look at that. Just look at that. See that? And that's what you've been doing, that right there. See that? And it takes that because this ignorance all around you. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing this here. And it's getting bad and worse and worse. And you know what? It's going to keep getting worse if you don't stop the rusting or the corrosion of the mind, of the body, of the soul, of the spirit. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, people, I just can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop smoking cigarettes. I can't stop. Why you can't? Did you ask yourself that? Why you can't? Who has the victory? And that applies to everything. Everything we do. We must overcome.
That was just one of the
Oh, that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
As in relation to the text, what I understand is that it's trying to get self to realize it's personal.
Mm-hmm. It is.
This ain't got nothing to do with externals.
That's right.
If the battle ain't external and people are,
Yeah.
then it has nothing to do with people. My understanding would be it has to do all with self.
That's right.
And that way is personal. So it wouldn't matter what anything externally brings forth as good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
What is important is self. It's an old saying I know our ancients used to say,
Mm-hmm.
if your friend was to jump off the cliff, would you follow him?
Yeah.
Would you jump off too? Would y'all told that? Yeah. So this is why it's just a high emphasis on self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because someone else chooses to jump off
yeah.
a cliff, this is why it's reminding you have your own existence.
Mm-hmm.
And your own existence is within. It has nothing to do with external, though you in the external. You can move around in the external.
Right. Yeah.
But what's powering you and generating you like a generator ain't coming from the external. That's coming from what woke you up out of sleep.
Thank you.
That's all within.
That's right.
You wasn't out there when you was asleep. You was in there.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever woke you up had to come in and rise.
Mm-hmm.
That
mm-hmm.
self to the point where it become a weight.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's important to have, accurate and precise teachings in this 21st century. Because ain't many places of worship
Mm-hmm.
are speaking about self and its relationship to the Creator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's important that if we want to really honor God, then we must know we have to honor God through not others' good works,
That's right.
not the prophet's good works,
That's right.
not any person good works,
That's right.
but through your
Oh,
good works
okay.
and virtuous lives.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is that to
Mm-hmm.
serve the Creator?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's about you and your good works. Works. You don't have to do any works. All you have to do is believe. See, that's equivalent to the jumping off the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
If someone else want to choose belief and jump off the cliff of belief,
Yeah.
sometimes, remember, it's a personal thing. So you have to understand everything don't go the same for another. Everybody got their own uniqueness within.
Oh, yeah. Right on. Mm-hmm.
This word unique, we need to understand this is why everybody come into existence.
Mm-hmm.
So you as self is therefore nothing more than a unique.
Mm-hmm.
Before we drive home the other word, we need to stand on the word unique.
Right on.
The word unique means like no other.
Like no other.
The word unique means non-repeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Self is something unique
Mm-hmm.
that never been in this uniqueness.
Right on.
And you are the uniqueness in this world.
Mm-hmm. All I could think about when you said that was the original man. That's why nobody else looks like you. And to this creation, to this uniqueness that Allah was performing.
Mm-hmm. And this is why issues come together.
Mm-hmm.
Because people never got the teachings. The teachings that everyone is unique. No one is going to see the view how you view it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what side you take on it. Everyone is unique in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So no two should have the same perspective. This is why you got conversation all day, every day. Because with two people with not the same perspective, you can always have a conversation.
That's right.
So that means there's a learning going on.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it's not so much of a working going on.
Mm-hmm.
See, self wasn't made to work.
No.
Self is made as a unique perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that you got a perspective of the world. Number 5, you have a perspective of the world. See, in that perspective of the world has to be important to you from your own existence.
You, not somebody else.
Not you having your own existence and then your perspective of the world don't include you. See, everything must be all inclusive if it's all. If it's none, then That's the opposite of all. So when we talking about greater self, lower self, the greater self, the part of the greater self, it deals with observes, observating, observing. See, so our teachings have been twisted. These the things that have been twisted away from your heart. Your heart always felt this way. But teachings taught against your heart in order to pull you away from yourself. So you wouldn't look at yourself and look at your works. Weigh your works. So when we are mentioning the word works, this is the manifest. The Creator created you. So works, you are his works. You don't supposed to be working for another. You're supposed to be working for self.
That's right.
When you work for self, this is your good works. When you do good to others, this is called a virtuous life. Virtuous life is all about the respect and love to others, allowing them to be, allow them to grip the road and grip the road, allow them to learn to find the way as you learn to find the way. Help them to arisen the grand powers and help them to understand the power they have to make this world a better place. There's so much beauty.
It is.
In self.
And I have a super 15 to share, verse 7 and 8 and 9. And this is about life. Hey. Ready?
So I'm screwed. Gotta pull it.
It says, all life is the manifestation of Allah. O you who believe, when one respects life, they respect Allah. When one disrespects life, they cannot possibly love the creator of life. So that tells us something. A whole lot. You respect yourself, respect, just like what we was talking about within self. And we should respect self first. Maybe we can respect others. And if we don't respect ourselves, who's going to respect you? Because this day, we see a lot of disrespect when this going on all over the world. And we see a lot of madmen who have no respect for life at all. It's killing women and children. And everybody cool with it. This is the kind of atmosphere and condition have been created in this world. They cool with war and killing. It's just like a job. And now they so cool with it that the benefit behind the killing. More guns and bombs and all this madness. Life, just look what they have done to life, how precious life is, and got life involved in all this madness. That's my point. I get it.
My question, according to scripture, Sufa, as we call scripture, according to Sufa, is that divine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's very important to know who self is. Because externally that could happen.
That's right.
But as we just read, according to Sufa, external battle don't even exist. So it's just smoke and mirrors. The hunter and the hunted. But what I want us to know is what our forefather prepared for us was strict and precise.
Oh yeah.
And the way they tweaked the teachings of our forefather to suit their means. It really harmed and it really changed the whole numerical way in the divine order of things. And so people are messed up and confused because the numbers have been shifted. So when it comes to our forefather Abraham was given unto Abraham by Allah as the spirit and witness to such covenant, to end all sacrifice of life. Before teachings, this is the way I began to feel. When you learn the knowledge of self is teaching you what you are, who you are. And when you begin to learn who you are, now you begin to learn what others are. So when we're talking about when you recognize that you are self and that self is life, and then any animal moving around now you know why they're moving around. Yeah. I didn't know once upon a time. I was ignorant as a baby. Asking those questions. Yeah. Now that I know what makes the animal move, now I understand why I shouldn't harm anything that can move. Because and just like myself move my body, move their body.
Come on with it.
So to end all sacrifice of life was mean to never kill. Because inside of life is self. Inside of life is the self. We talk from humans,
that's right,
down to animals. Do we know how many human beings are being sacrificed?
That's right.
And they structure a law allows them to sacrifice life, and not only life, animals. Do you know the most shoes you wear, the most belts you wear, the most clothes you wear, life? Leather I don't come from the sky.
Come on with it.
Silk don't come from the moon. Cotton don't come. All these are different life forms. And we are making life forms come to an end just to produce a product. Now, the United States is bad about this. Chicken nuggets, chicken burgers, chicken tenders, chicken. Do y'all know that's a chicken? Do you know how many chickens gotta be slaughtered? Do you know different animals make different foods? Every food you eating different life forms. Eating a cow, you may be eating a pig, you may be eating a turkey. Ask yourself today, am I eating a life form? And these are the things that we have to ask ourselves. This is why pimples come up. This is why you have any type of. It comes from not understanding we have been given a divine instruction that others do not want us to have.
That was beautiful. And all I could think about that the chicken didn't ask him, he wanted to live. But he had lost his life on somebody's appetite. They wanted to eat chicken. They didn't give the chicken life, but they took the chicken.
It was a
They didn't ask you. If they can talk, they would tell you, please don't kill.
That's one thing I know. That's one thing I know, because self will say it.
Say that's right.
So now I know they have a self too. So they self, if they saying it, but they don't speak language of English.
Listen.
Right?
Hey, listen. You took that. When we were killing Billy, that don't see that knife. He said, I don't want to die.
Right. He's saying it in his language.
No, don't kill me. Ain't no I'm telling you the truth. And man, that's what he take everything he got, man, to go and cut that goat throat.
Man, this is how most people raise.
I mean, you know, that's true if you think about it.
Right. That's why it has to be brought. That's called sacrifice.
And we used to take the hog and we give out there the hog, we would take the 22 rifle and stick it right up to the butt of his ear. You don't shoot him straight in the head, you go to the side like with it. Go straight through it, won't damage me. Bear right there, his butt is in. He dropped. But it was just so cruel.
That's what I'm
seeing
saying.
all this and being right there, listen to all this.
Right,
Yeah, but your mother was bad about that because she wouldn't, if she seen that somebody killed a chicken on some cars, she couldn't.
That the teaching's been wrong.
Yeah, we done done so much wrong.
And when you done so much wrong, what do we think the consequences at?
Oh, consequences coming for that.
Right, you ignored it. So that now in the era of wrongdoing will never be a problem.
No.
But in truth, it becomes a problem. because you have to live with like want to destroy them.
Yeah. Well,
See, right on 23, these are holy instructions.
Yeah.
Like I said, it took me 18 years to find this one pearl, and that snow barefoot. Understand if everybody don't feel, obligated to whatever I'm obligated, what brought me forward to this.
Right.
Because I live a higher. I love living instructions. So, like, when it comes to this instruction, it's actions. Just like we were saying, it shall be your actions and your intentions that shall be judged.
Yeah.
So I know the actions I've done before coming to myself.
Right.
So this is why I'm thankful and to be blessed and to actually walk in that light.
Yeah.
And things I've done unconsciously.
Right on.
Having a knowing inside that it was still wrong. But taking forth those actions and not bringing self back to a knowledge of self. And these are the things I get punished for in my own time.
Oh, yeah.
So I understand when it comes to intentions and understand how these things work. The law of cause and effect. Everything that I've done in my past came back to revisit me. From small to great.
Yeah, right on.
So I have offense to either.
Right on.
I learned from experiences. I look my confrontations in the face. I search from the darkness unto the marvelous. I wouldn't stop at truth. I stopped at divine truth. And that was just my intention and my actions for the past. And so for statements of holy instructions, they fit my character. Because I don't want to harm people. I don't want to do harm to others.
I heard that.
I haven't done harm to others. That's not my heart. Anyone who knows me personally knows I've never done anything to. Everyone knows our dealings when it comes to ourselves. But now that these teachers are in front, I must follow what I put in front of myself. So these teachers is very valuable for those who are seeking wisdom and liberation, and actually the straight teachings of Jesus. Because most people ain't studied on the history, so they think Jesus didn't exist. And people are so screwed up now, they don't care to even give it a negation. But for me, it touched me to know that I will go on a search because the story is just that powerful. And so to understand, nothing fake can have such a great impact. And the left for us was left, as it was said in history. People know that have. And so they did their best to make sure you ever come across or be exposed to it. So they protected you away from it. So you have no valid history of how everything came to be. You have no one book that answers all books. You don't know what happened in the past. The book you have doesn't give you a clear understanding. So when we're talking about things that have lost its value over time, if you're not thoughtful to track its evidence, you could be participating in actions that later come to be a misfortune for you. See, and these are the things that we not privy upon. Is that all our actions comes with a reaction. A reaction means a lawful, abiding consequence that has to take suit. You cannot escape law. So when we're constantly telling people, don't falsify your deeds, don't become a false bearer, don't become a false witness. If you see with time these things unfold, and you're gonna become. So when we are talking about actions, we must measure everything.
Right on.
If we not measuring everything, then we are called reckless and recklessness. So if we just doing things haphazardly, that's being reckless without measure. So when we talking about without measure, you ain't gonna be accurate. If you're not moving in the way of precision for the way of progress into complete accuracy, then you're not on the way to the Creator. The Creator made everything perfect, meaning that everything is accurate. So your understanding has, for me, myself, my understanding has to reflect my Creator. It has to be accurate. So these things are brought for the fact that we all need remedy. We all need redress. We all don't have the time that some are blessed with. But some of us value the same things other value. And if we can come into a semblance, into a value system that carries character, that carries morals, that carries a way of keeping you honest, upright, and self-acclaimed, we can grow and maximize into prosperity. But if we don't understand what prosperity is and the way that ends all our suffering, then we submit to, or as they say, if you can't beat them, you join.
Oh, I heard that.
So you submit into something that the Creator didn't make for you. The Creator made His way for you to have everything that you need. But we've been isolated, put on an island of hate, discretion, to lose our language, our heritage, and to reclaim another's invented name.
Yeah.
And we still made that high. We still spruced that up. Ain't nothing more popular now than an African American or a black man and a black woman.
That's right.
We still took nothing and made it out of something.
Right.
It's not because of their teachers, it's because what's within.
What within, yeah. And that's what sustaining us, because we're supposed to benefit off the planet.
That's right.
I mean, when you stop and think, when you walking around in unconsciousness and ignorant to self, you're sitting up. And if something protect you while you was a sitting up, and you didn't perish, you better think about it. Oh yeah, and what I was going to say is that when someone has replaced truth, or trying to, and put falsehood in place of truth, and see, and this what have happened to our people, this what I know, being born what they call USA and all the names before it, but anyway, being born and they call USA, and having all these books that's been given to us, and so much fiction, more fiction than truth, and the most, everything that was given to us really was our fiction. So That being said, if this all you learning now, you go to kindergarten fixing, you go to middle school fixing, you go to leave middle school and go to high school and fiction waiting on you. And when you leave high school and go to college, fiction waiting on you. And when you leave there and got now you become a bona fide bachelor degree and master degree on the wall. Now, they said, you've made it to the pinnacle. Now you're ready to go out in the world and help them, help companies, or whatever's already established, unless you're going to establish your own goal. Most folks I know, when they get them degree, they don't start as if they go work for somebody. But this is what I'm saying is what causes our problem and causes us to go astray. I get the flow.
Since Jesus said it's truth that will make you free. We're going to go into what did Jesus mean when he said truth makes you free.
Good elaboration.
Number 3, and Jesus said truth is the only thing that changes not. We need to ponder on that for the rest of your lifespan. Truth is the only thing that changes not. How much change have you seen in your life?
Oh, many.
And truth is the opposite.
Many.
So what have we been seeing that's been changing?
All this fiction and falsehood.
Truth ain't never changed because it ain't fake.
That's right.
It don't need to. It don't need to be updated. It's never outdated. It never need to be born because it never died. All these got to do with changes.
Well, then I'm seeing the animals, how the leopard being pleased with the leopards, the different colors, and the lion and the tiger. But when I look at the ones who's supposed to have dominion over all, he ain't pleased with the way he looks. He bleaches skin, he dyes his hair. Just look at what now happened here in the mind. Ain't pleased with it. He ain't pleased with the darkness. He'll bleach his skin. Trying to imitate someone else.
See, these are the deep things I've pondered on just myself. So that the impact of really understanding what is this statement referring to is the greatest work you could be doing. Because we're going to find out as we proceed further, the meaning should get clearer. So we can qualify. These are the qualifiers of truth. See, before we go further, let me explain on the PhD competent level. On PhD level status, you need to understand that there's something called first principles. And they call these thinking principles. And if you don't understand, most people don't, because they didn't get a PhD level education or competence. So they don't understand what's going on here is it's learning you how to think. These are called metaphysical principles. See, truth is metaphysical, not physical. And we finna get into that, but that's how, in modern term, most of this analysis is based on ontology, or they'll call it ontological metaphysics. This is how they got it hammered in English. So you can't really get no accuracy unless you know about these Greek studies, kind of, because they took the knowledge but referred it to somewhere else. But so once we understand we're dealing with accuracy, we're looking for the most accurate way that self can apply this to self and get precise results each and every time that it's reproducible. So that's why truth come in. Truth is the only thing that changes not, meaning once you know this is always producible.
It's always produced right on.
It ain't going nowhere. Once you learn your big toe, it's like learning the truth. See, but now we leaving the physical plane where truth isn't. This is the byproduct of truth. And we got to understand what created this universe.
Right.
See, if the creator didn't exist, the universe wouldn't exist. So we have to understand the one exists.
That's right.
That's why it's important to remember what he said. There's nothing good but one. Because we're working our way. This one is the truth. Anything other is a lie. And if God can lie, that don't make him God. Why would you follow a liar? You can go worship something else.
Yeah.
So we're talking about truth is the only thing that changes not. Then in all the world, there are two things. The one is truth. The other is falsehood. And falsehood is that which seems to be. Sounds short. But don't let the shortness, don't think it has no value. Falsehood is that which seems. You see the word see in it. That which seems to be. So let's keep that word see concentrated into our mind, because this is going to be the new form of seeing. This is called seeing without eyes. So now we're talking about number 5. Now truth is all. This is a word you don't hear much.
No, not no all.
So we ain't gonna act like that's a word everybody hear, because these are code words to trigger you into a certain memory. See, because if you understand falsehood and truth is the only two things, just like the Sufi said, we'll pull that one up too. Let's get to this definition. Since truth is all, all means something. Also, they said anything. Now, these descriptions is from 12th century.
12th century. Wow. Well, I hope they ain't making a change.
Well, well, at least I'm here. I'll let us know. All also means anything. Also means something. Literally, it says ever a wit. From a meaning ever. So we're getting a hint. Forever, an eternal thing coming is lending to.
Yeah, connected with.
Awa, yeah, ever. And then they got all right here. Vital force, life, long life, eternity.
Look at that. Oh, there's a lot of connections on it.
See how much you can learn just through learning. All has a lot of connections. So all is eternity. Now, all, it says next, has no cause. So now when we bring in the law of cause and effect, does that affect the law of truth? The law of truth has no cause. That's powerful.
It sure is.
This eternal thing has no cause. Yet it is the cause of everything. Now, truth has no cause, but yet truth is the cause of everything. This is how powerful truth is. Number 6, falsehood is no. This is Jesus speaking. Falsehood is no, and yet it is the manifest of right. So now it has the opposite of ought. It says no. Now falsehood is considered no, while truth is considered ought. As we read forward, it says falsehood is the manifest. The manifest of right. How would you ever know if something was true or not? If you believe in something and it never manifested, is it considered true? It could still be considered true. The manifest is what makes it become not true. This is high level metaphysics here that minds, this is why this is PhD level, but it's simple. PhD is their level of saying the comprehending. But all you got to do is just read it and read it and read it and read it. Think and think and think. Wisdom associates with thinking. See, this is already written. You got to think about what's written.
Oh, yes.
So anything that is a manifest is a falsehood. Because it comes from truth, which has no cause. So the only reason why anything, let's say, the reason why any child here is through the cause. Not because the child didn't want to be here. It's called truth. You did an act that is truth. Falsehood now is made manifest because the truth exists. See, this is very advanced thinking to liberate your soul, to get it back with the mind, so yourself can be freed with knowing.
That's right. No.
So, in other hand, they call this created energies. Anything created is false. That's why your flesh dies, because you are the illusion. Since truth exists, the manifest has to exist. And the opposite of the unmanifest is the manifest. The opposite of the unmanifest is the manifest. Truth is always manifest.
Yeah.
Just like anyone can engage in sex, because that's a manifest. Truth exists.
That's right.
So when we're talking about things come out of that, that's called falsehoods. You yourself is a falsehood. Most people don't get this because they identify themselves, because the mind is a thinking, the soul is a thinking instrument.
That's right.
And with our soul, we never think with it. We only speak with it.
That ain't good.
So we missing the whole point of having a soul is to search out all its faculties. It can do more than just speak. This sucker can manifest. This sucker can learn. This sucker can think.
It's powerful than you realize.
It's powerful than what people realize. It's what's creating what people call my worst day ever.
Yeah.
It's because you don't understand these mechanisms. And these are first principles of metaphysical philosophy for the lovers of wisdom. This is how the peace always stay peaceful, because they know these things in knowledge, not in going and go get the created thing and have this represented.
That's right.
No, it's in the mind. The mind is uncreated. Your soul is the one that is created, that you get to see, called a body made beautiful.
Thank you.
See, so there's a understanding that goes with the truth that makes you free. This is why it makes you free. Number 7 says, whatever has been made will be unmade. It's breaking you down why falsehood is false. Because it was made. Why? Because anything that begins must end. If you look at your body, you can always find a beginning point and an ending point. You ain't tall as the sky. You got a beginning and the ending. So we talking about anything that has a beginning and the ending. Is not that it doesn't exist. We talking about where does it come from?
Yeah.
See, just like all secondary causes was caused by the first. So the reason why anything exists is because the truth exists. Not because evil is good. No, the truth exists. And the truth wouldn't tell you a lie that you need to watch yourself because it's evil tempting you, walking on the prowl in the wilds of the mist. Do you think truth will tell you a lie? See, we ain't understood this because this ain't no subject in any of the 18 years of schooling to produce a 12-year slave. Why would he get these high sophisticated principles of thinking?
That's right.
If you understand, your problem will cease today. Your problem is incoherent with yourself understanding what is truth and what is falsehood, aka what is real and what is not. It's telling us the truth is the only thing real. Everything you see came from the truth.
That's right.
And it's not real because you see it come and go. You done lost something recently.
That's right. All right.
See, but the truth will never be lost. It can only, and since it's not created, can you pick it up? Can you fling it over there? Can you hide it from someone in the corner? So if you as a human being now, you can pick up, see things, touch, mix up things. With all of that being said, all you can do is use what's created. The refrigerator already created. You ain't created. It's already created. Is the refrigerator the truth? No, it's a byproduct of the truth. Because the truth exists, the refrigerator exists.
Right.
Anything can exist, y'all. This is why the teachings of all are so important. Because it's all, ain't nothing excluded. You want to be a chump? Be a chump. You want to be a monk? Be a monk. You want to go play taunt? Play taunt. All of it exists, but it's not the truth. The truth is uncreated. It creates everything that's created. So how can we discover the truth if it's not created? Then that means you can't use your flesh because your flesh created. Only thing that can understand something uncreated is something uncreated. So this is the part of journey of self. This is what the hardest victory is. Getting to the most highest part, the best part of yourself, which is uncreated. The created part is your flesh, which is the illusion. We'll bring that in a little bit low. Let's go in a little further. Number 8 says, all things that can be seen by the human eyes are manifests of all. Now we just got a better qualifier. Everything our eyes see is made of truth. It proves truth. But everything that is made will be unmade, so it can't be the truth. So this is what's called naught. See, this is why the devil real good, and he tricked the whole world. He tricked the whole world through naught. He made things manifest, but notice the created things, they come and go. Fill up your tank, you got to refill it up.
That's right.
But you tell me this, when did you have to refill up with breathing?
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
The most expensive thing for the creator, he didn't charge you for. Everything external outside of your breath, you got to pay for it. They about to make you start paying for your breath if they can get you just at the edge of no.
Yeah. I think they use that just like they had on those things the law used for you to blow in, and if that thing registered alcohol, you got your ticket to the jailhouse. You see what the devil do with them devices? So he making money off your breath, huh? How you get it, brother?
I'm glad you brought that forward.
Thought about it, man. You said that.
That's why we gotta outthink the devil. The devil thinking.
Because he got little devices for you to blow in.
For you to blow in. Because he know the truth. He needs you to know the truth. Hey, if not, you're trying to make money off me and you.
Look at him.
This is how the devil works.
Mm-hmm.
He worked through you not knowing you. Everything that the devil done created gonna turn into naught. So there's no reason for selling your soul on this low level. Even if you glorified yourself on the flesh, it's gonna be a time that it comes to it. Who gone before?
Oh yeah.
Did they time came that soon?
Oh.
It don't matter rich or poor, it's gonna end. Poor gonna end and being rich gonna see, and then the true glory, once the veil of the flesh, this is the true reward. This let us know if we can look down and see our flesh, that it's naught. This is made of truth. To show that the truth exists, but it's naught.
That's right.
And it says so must pass away.
That's right. And don't it?
And there you go.
Do it.
So we can first watch somebody else die. No, you. It's called Yamadi.
Yeah.
Your day of judgment.
Yeah.
It ain't for others. That same day you sin is coming to you.
That's right.
And you must know that you gotta pass away. See, but this is why we must understand why the physical is not important. Because even you must pass away.
That's right.
So why would even anything here would consider you wanting to be fixed here? You passing through, pass away. Just like you was here with somebody, then you was gone. They seen you talking, now you was done talking. You was in their presence, now you in the absence. This is the same thing. Now we finna learn why the falsehood gets the truth. Jesus say the things we see, reflexes, just appearing. These are just appearances.
Look at that.
Don't sometimes problems appear and then they disappear. We have a
And then
it'll disappear. See, these is called by something called ethers. This is what Jesus is saying. The caused by something called ethers. And when these ethers vibrate, the conditions change. The conditions change. Woo! So that means you can heal sickness, AIDS, HIV, sickle cell. Come on, family, community. Let's raise up. All these conditions can be healed and cured. Did we just read this? This is what Jesus knew. That gave him the ability of what you would later call miracles. Now you can do self miracles on self, healing yourself, curing yourself. That's right. Anything appearing is just the ethers vibrating. And when the conditions change, they disappear. Number 10, you might know it as the Holy Spirit in Christian terminology. Look at that. The true understanding of the Holy Spirit is the holy breath. Ain't that beautiful? Don't you breathe? Ain't that beautiful? That breath you breathe is part of the holy breath. Ain't that beautiful? The holy breath is truth. Look at it. Remember, it said things, not breath. Just appearing. You don't see your breath. Words come off your breath. You don't see your words. Words come from self. Self is in your words and your breath, but you don't see neither. And this is what's called the alt. This holy breath that you use to move the body with, that you use to speak out the mouth with, that you use to think and draw thoughts into the mind, this is called holy breath. The holy breath is described as is that which was and is and evermore shall be. That's called past, present, future. That means it's timeless. That's right. That's eternity. Do we get what it's saying, y'all? That we can just breathe and the conditions will disappear. This is how powerful the self is, the holy breath. It's the truth. This was before you came in the flesh. It still is while you in the flesh. And after the flesh, it shall be. This is what we want to get to know. This is called knowledge of self. This is the self that cannot change nor pass away. This is the self that heals and cures all. Anything wrong with your body can be cured by the self. Anything wrong with your emotions can be cured by yourself. Anything wrong with your mental, it can be cured by the self. What will cure all three is the self. What's another name for the self? Holy breath. This is the Holy Spirit we're speaking on. That Spirit of God that was in the beginning. Well, this is how it's going to make sense. Lamas said, "You answer well." He had learned a lot. from that expression.
Yeah.
He said, now he got another question of learning.
Mm.
Now, what is man?
Mm.
Check this out. And Jesus said, man is the truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
Mm. Look at that. Low and high. Low self and highest.
See, and that's the difference between this flesh thing.
Mm.
And now we're finna learn about man. Man is the breath made flesh.
Mm.
There you go.
See that? See that?
So where did the mixing come in? Where's the strangely mixed?
Mm-hmm.
Or the falsehood?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it the breath?
Mm.
Or is it the flesh?
Mm.
See, this discernment is what gives the mind wisdom, and then it gives it the ability to think accurately. So when we're saying we're accurate thinking, that's called truth, if we just recognized it.
That's right.
To always be right is to know the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, truth ain't what we've been told,
Mm-hmm.
but truth is easy as math. So if we say 1 times 1, that equals what?
On the timetable, say 1 times 1 equals 1.
Equals 1.
1 times 2 equals 2.
That's right. So that means 1 is still 1.
Yeah.
But if we say 1 plus 1, what we get? Your prior elementary, hey, you're supposed to be a spiritual adult, hey, be proud of your. These ain't dumb questions. This is how you stay in truth. If not, you're gonna get sidetracked. See, 1 plus 1. Why not 1 times 1?
Mm.
See, these are two different discernments. This is why we're doing it so simply. 1 times 1 keeps it at 1. 1 plus 1 now modifies it. It changes now from 1 to another. So now man is now no longer breath, the 1. Now the breath has made something. The breath has made the flesh. I hope we just got that. Remember in the beginning, it separated the waters above from the waters below. What we call that is 1 plus 1. If there's an above and there's a below, that's 1 plus 1. Truth and falsehood, that's 1 plus 1. Strangely mixed, it should equal 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Strangely mixed. So now if we ever want to understand who we are, you're trying to understand what's the half of 2. This is what they call your higher self or your higher half. So now truth or the breath, falsehood or the flesh are conjoined. Don't you got both? Now, they strive. Who is they? The breath and the flesh. Both of these strive like bicycle pedals. Knot goes down. Let's see if we got it. Earlier, it described to us what was naught. Falsehood is naught. So it says naught or falsehood goes down. The flesh. Don't you lay it down? When you're ready to move on, ain't you gonna have to lay it down? These the teachers preparing. When we talking about how powerful what you are, that you can remember what Jesus say, I lay my life down on my own. We talking high metaphysics here. We talking about high levels of principles. See, thinking goes with the breath. Remember, he said you will destroy the temple, but it'll be rebuilt in 3 days before you know it, and they ain't know what he was talking about.
What are you talking about? That's right.
He was talking about the breath. Remember, conditions change. And as the ethers vibrate, that's the breath, they disappear. So now we're talking about after you lay the flesh down, or once the flesh is understood, now man as breath, as truth abides. It's that within that we were speaking on earlier about not the external battle, but the victory within. Man is self, so self has to understand. That's why it's telling us these descriptions. What do you say of power? Money, sex, and power. It is a manifest. It is the result of force. It is but naught. See what we've been chasing after? Cars, clothes, money, yes, is naught.
Going after the no.
All this is an illusion. Everything the devil gave you is illusion. Nothing more. He knows it. It's nothing more than an illusion. Make believe. Don't he make everything up for you to believe? It's all an illusion, including your flesh. So why would you even externally think externally is not? There you go, right there in plain sight. 24 from the valuable divine authority. Al-Sufian says it right there in plain, so you can see it. That your flesh is an illusion. So the devil knows this.
Yeah.
So what he plays on is your flesh. That's why he keep creating things for you. See, he gonna get rich because this the realm he exists on, nothing. So now, if you start asking people, hey, what you know about yourself? See, they know nothing. Tell me beyond your flesh who you are. They don't know nothing. See, this is where it gets dangerous. Because you can spend years, decades. Remember, multiplication and adding, you can be doing 10 plus 1, or you can be doing 10 times 3. See, you get 2 different results. Most people have been doing these for decades, not knowing that this is an illusion. What you're doing is an illusion. It shall pass away. But if you think about it, you will dawn on your own self. It is an illusion. What have I been doing?
That's right. Yeah, it's just like when you look at the word illusion, and when you see another person, and maybe the one you with, and you see somebody else now, might look a little different, a little bit more this way. And now you know it becomes illusionary with desire, want that, and leave what you got and go get this. And now once you get over there and figure out, oh, this ain't what I really want, See, these illusion and illusionaries all around us. And if we ain't careful, this what happened right in here. And
Drop down.
yep, drop down. Get you every time, boy.
You don't want that thinking to fall down. That thing gonna manifest, so you best believe. Truth exists.
But you see why so many relationships are being destroyed behind the illusion.
Not knowing these mechanics.
That's right.
How illusion is created. Because it exists. But we don't know what it is. We think it's real.
Yeah.
How much money in your pocket? You think that's who you are.
Yeah.
If you don't have these the things you are defined by your external reality.
That really does it. That money.
And this has nothing to do with who you are. Money and shoes on your feet, this ain't got nothing to do with who you are. Those are things you're gonna need just as a byproduct. But they false. Clothes are false. It's not who we are, but we understand you need certain things. So, but you don't get caught.
Wrapped all up in that, yeah.
That's why the word modesty exists as a Sufian.
There you go. Right there.
When we talking about this world, you don't need millions of dollars in this world.
But they got everybody thinking that, man. And that's what they're going after for 30 to how long ever it takes. And then when they get one, they want two. When they get two, they want three. So you get that millionaire fever, I guess, and the billionaire fever.
Yep, it's called that number thing.
An illusion fever.
Remember number and naught.
Yeah.
So you're going after the naught. See, the devil real good, and he can only trick those that he have taught. He can't trick those he haven't taught. So, like, in our case, we've been taught and we have the truth. So now you should know the devil just like you know your backhand or somebody else stepping on your foot. The devil only power is the power of naught. This naught is his gift down here, just like truth is your gift down here. But if you get mixed into his illusion, this is what makes his world appear more greater than yours. Now you need his money.
Oh,
see, but a woman understands these principles that you don't need money. Who you are can track money,
that's right.
can bring money,
Sure can.
put it right in your pocket.
Sure can.
See, this is what the truth is. See, once we understand the higher self, why it's related to a woman as the mother of virtues, now we can relate thinking to the woman down here and get a true understanding. This is why men work hard to go get a car, to get a job, so they can actually do what the opposite ain't doing.
That's right.
See, the truth don't got to do nothing false. Or it would make it false. So the woman don't ever have to do nothing in life to get a man. She be a woman and she'll get a man.
That's right. That's so true.
Getting a man, for a woman, getting a man is as easy as having a child. See, but we have to understand the man and the child is both an illusion. Because they come from the truth, the woman. See, then the woman got to understand her higher science and higher thinking. That she also an illusion because she come from the man. So if the man and the child is illusion and you made both of them and you come from the man that was once a child, then we all in this flesh thing as an illusion. This is what the woman don't know about the nature of a man. And this is the nature of a man that he don't know about the woman. We both illusion. It's only one truth. And this is the thing that we must understand to have a meeting of the mind.
Yeah.
See, this is the only truth we have is our minds,
Mm-hmm.
not our flesh. So now it says that force changes not, but power changes as the ethers change. Force is the will of Allah and is omnipotent. And power is that will and manifest. So it just told us force changes not. Then it defined force for us.
Yeah.
Force is the will.
Yeah.
So the will changes not, but power changes. Then they tell you, use your willpower. See how the devil is? He put them the words together. He put power and will as one word. Willpower. These are two separate things, like truth and falsehood. Power is that will and manifest. So he wants to get you powered up.
Yeah.
See, but what the beautiful sister brought out earlier about the desires, that's within. That's a will to ignore insult. Power is to show your anger. Will is to ignore, because you got these things I'm thinking about, truth and falsehood. You in the uncreated realm where love exists. It ain't about no materialism. It ain't about no sex, money, and clothes. It's about love. See now how sex is different? Sex is how you create a thing.
Yeah.
Love is how you love what it already is.
It already is.
See, we don't have to have sex to love each other as men and women. We don't have to have children to know that we love each other as men and women. All we need to know, love is mind, and mind is divine. And only thing associated with that divine is will and that love. So we have something called wisdom, will, and love. Now you're going to see why that exists.
Once upon a time, coming up, that's what man used to tell woman, that if you love me, then show me by having sex with me.
Right.
I just want to.
That's right.
And that was a way of life.
That was a way of life. Because we didn't know truth and falsehood.
Didn't know no better.
We're strangely mixed.
That's right. That's right.
So directed by the breath. See, all this is working to give us the understanding. Number 18, the ethers cause these powers to be. So everything that we see in the physical, the ethers cause them to be. The ethers is the breath. The thought of Elohim, the thought of angel, the thought of man, or other thinking things. The ethers directs the force. The force is the will. Can't you breathe in willingly? You can hold your breath as long as you want. You can shoot it out. See, this is called will.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing what that breath is, that power.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about the ether directs the will. The breath directs the will. When it has done its work, the power is no more. All you need is breath and will. See, this is how easy K.O.S. has it. This is what the truth does for one who's seeking the truth. Everything is easy as the one, or as hard as the other. So it's like the next one says of understanding. Now we finna get up understanding of what all this means in a workable, applicable method. Jesus said, understanding is the rock on which man builds himself. Now, he ain't talking to Peter, y'all. Did we catch that? He ain't talking to Peter. Meaning he ain't talking to the church. He talking to how you build self. Now, if one was interested in learning the truth, they must build themselves to the truth by understanding. This is called how you build your mind. See, you can work on the created stuff, the things that are naught, or you can be working on the alt, which is your understanding. And you're going to be able to, this is why it's called understanding. You're going to be able to stand on it. It ain't something that's going to be invisible. This is going to be something you stand. You're going to be able to stand on and under. I be like that. And it says, it's the rock. So we know a rock is hard.
Solid.
It ain't water. So we talking about not throwing rocks, casting stones. We talking about building an understanding that's solid, as that commercial, like a rock.
Like a rock.
Hey, we talking about, see how the devil do it? He make it the rock a truck. Nah, that was talking about a Chevy Silverado, like a rock. But the real rock is your understanding. This is how man builds not his house. Let's make this clear now. Not his house, not his flesh. This is not how man builds his flesh. This is how man builds himself. How you gonna build yourself in this world, y'all? It ain't money.
Y'all, money ain't got nothing to do with it.
How you gonna build up yourself? We talking about we was a baby. How we gonna build ourselves up from not being a baby? See, this is what makes a man. So this is what a woman didn't never know what a man was. If she ain't got this, she don't know what a man is. A man is someone who got a mind, ain't studying nobody. He done built himself up higher than those ladders. He see your mind. See, and this is what man and woman is missing today.
Oh, we missing that right there, because we constantly focusing on nothing but the body.
We physically attracted.
That's right. Physical
and that
attraction.
wears off.
It does. That's why they break up.
Because it began. Anything that began must end. But the truth is a mind, so it never ends. Praise Almighty. The flesh begins and ends. Tell me the beginning point of your mind, and then show me the end of it. Don't show me a thought. Show me your mind. Don't show me a thought.
Oh boy.
So this is what we're talking about. This is the gift you have called your mind, and then you have another gift called your flesh. Perfectly unified. One considered perfect, one considered imperfect. Or as we did in our lesson today, true and falsehood. We're going to hit these last few and then we out of here. Understanding. This is why understanding is so important, because it's used to build yourself like you use tools to fix and build things. Understanding, fix and build self. Now, understanding is the gnosis. Understanding is the knowledge. That's the beautiful part. So the beautifulness we're looking for is the knowledge. The understanding is the knowledge. Seek the kingdom. Understanding is the knowledge. The knowledge of both the alt and of the naught, the knowledge of both the falsehood and the truth, the knowledge of both the self and the not self. And then 21. Once we have this certain knowledge of all, this is the all-knowing knowledge called understanding. Understanding is to help you understand what is real and what is not real. Understanding is the knowledge of the lower inclination. Come on with it. Understanding is the knowledge of the lower inclination. The lower self, in other words, in boyish words. Understanding is the sensing. See, we didn't know that. These are the sensing.
Come on with it.
Of the powers of man.
Look at him.
Remember, powers is the will and manifest.
Yeah.
So the understanding acts as the knowledge, and the power is the ability. What gives man himself the ability to do all and become all able is understanding. Understanding brings you the knowledge of the lower self, the sensing of the powers. You say, I can feel he ain't right.
Yeah.
I can see it. These are powers you have.
Yeah.
When you deal with self with the truth, you get more powerful in the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I was listening to what you were saying, and then I got to thinking about how they done made us all different types of men, like the black man. They'll call us the black man, but they won't call us the spiritual. So now we wrapped all up in these different types of men. You see what I'm saying? They don't know who the real man is.
That's right.
Don't have, I'm gonna change that, understanding of it.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the key.
Understanding.
Mm-hmm. Understanding. Dang, since understanding that powerful, what would you have to say of wisdom?
Man, goodness.
See, in our order of operations of the tree of life, it goes wisdom, understanding, knowledge.
Look at that.
We just covered knowledge and understanding. And understanding was more powerful than all of it. Now we finna get to what is wisdom. He asked Jesus. Jesus said wisdom is the consciousness. Wisdom is the consciousness. Here we go again. See, are these created things? Can you go jump? Can you go jump in your consciousness? Like you jump in a car. Can you go jump in some clothes? Can you go jump in some consciousness? See, man ain't conscious unless he has wisdom. And we talking biological males. And I'm expressing for my women, you don't want no seed from no man if he ain't wise.
You sure won't come, man. I'm telling you now.
If he ain't wise, he don't have a conscience. You don't want to be bringing no devil in the world or no robot that he ain't gonna even listen to what you saying. That's called consciousness. Being able to listen. This is consciousness. Being able to hear. This is conscious.
It sure is. And I would like to say, being around for 73 years, and that's what you saying about how women will sleep with different men that's not educated or ain't conscious and all, and they have them children. Do you know it's passed right on down to them children?
Yep.
And you see them, and some of them I'm seeing it kind of come kind of on like a retarded level, and then they just come like you just can't. They just don't get it. Like it's hard. They used to say your bread ain't done.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta get you out there. You cook your bread a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Right.
that's that understanding there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody can put one in you now, like you said, but you better be careful. He might be.
See, and this is what first principles are. These are the most basic truths about something. So today you have the most basic truth about everything that exists. And I'm going to finish it up with describing consciousness. Mm-hmm. Wisdom is consciousness. Remember, consciousness is always right. It knows how to rightly judge.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you get perfection. This is what the creator is. The creator is conscious of what he creates.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about referring now relation to the creator as the wise, the all wise, this is where we stepping into those realms now.
Yeah.
This wisdom is the consciousness, and the consciousness that man is all. See, we had a whole list of what man is.
Yeah.
Man is the breath. So it's telling you wisdom is the consciousness that the breath is all. That Allah and man are one. Now you get it, the hidden mystery. Allah and man are breath. The breath is the one. There's no good but the one who gave you life, the breath of. So anything outside of that is called naught, is naught. Anything that's not your breath is considered naught. 24, it says that power is but an illusion. Heaven, earth, and hell are not above, around, but in. This is how you solve any problem right here, which in the light of all becomes naught. You bring any problem into the light of all, and that problem becomes the naught. And the breath is all. Allah is all. The holy breath is all. And that's called belief, faith, fruition. And we're going to close our divine meeting. Hope everyone have a peace of mind with love divine. Keep your bodies clean with water. Keep your hearts clean with love. And keep your minds pure with truth. As-salam, salam, Sufian. Wahid.